This is your First Alert Weather Breakdown, a deep dive into how weather works with meteorologist CJ Cartledge.
Good morning, everyone. I'm First Alert Meteorologist CJ Cartledge here on the KSLA First Alert Weather Breakdown. I'm glad to be here for a third day in a row. And today we got some good topics for you guys. One of them being the forecast for today. Pretty much we're expecting a rainy and stormy pattern for the entire Arklatex region for today, tomorrow, as well as our Friday. And also, we are going to be talking about the pollen and or allergy forecast and what allergens to watch out for and what allergens that may be affecting you as we get closer to the end of the spring season. We're pretty much going to be moving pretty fast here on the KSLA First Alert Weather Breakdown for today, because at 11 a.m., we have another stream that is airing here on the KSLA First Alert app or First Alert app, as well as all of your streaming platforms. It's Arklatex Artistry, so make sure to tune in for that at 11 a.m. But we're going to start off with the forecast here. Right now, as you can see across the Arklatex, we are dealing with, or at least on the western half of the Arklatex, we're dealing with these showers and storms that are entering into the region as we speak here. And throughout the past, throughout this morning, actually, there has been moving as a straight line of showers and storms across the state of Texas, and is now moving into our area, prompting some severe thunderstorm warnings just north of the Dallas-Fort Worth area, as well as a flash flood warning within the Dallas-Fort Worth area earlier this morning. So definitely the threat for rainfall, the threat for damaging winds or gusty winds to damaging, which means 40 miles per hour to 60 miles per hour at a time at times. This is wind gusts to be exact here, and also the potential for a large hail to fall associated with these storms here. And just taking a quicker look at the storms that are out there in our south and eastern or south and western portions of the region as of right now in Rusk County, including Henderson, Carthage, Mount Enterprise, Nacogdoches, and Center. You guys are all dealing with these showers and storms as of right now, remaining sub-severe currently, but they do have the potential of bringing severe weather to the Arklatex as we move through the afternoon today and potentially into some parts of this evening here. Here's our weather forecast headlines as we go through the next couple of days, as well as into the weekend and into the next work week here. Today will be day 1 of 3 rainy days for the Arklatex region, as well as dry conditions are on the way as we move into this weekend, and temperatures are expected to approach, if not break, daily record highs across the area for our Saturday as well, or excuse me, Sunday and our Monday coming up, as temperatures may reach the mid and upper 80s. Some of us may even reach the lower 90s. And I know for sure that Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday of next week have daily record highs of 92 degrees. Today, actually Saturday, Sunday, and Monday have daily record highs of 92 degrees. And today, tomorrow and Friday have daily record highs of 89 degrees. So we look to be a little bit out of reach from daily doing or breaking daily record highs for at least Wednesday through Friday, but we do have the potential of breaking them as we move towards our Sunday and Monday of this upcoming work week here. Moving on to Future Track and showing you guys exactly or close to what may go on. So according to this model here, this is our high resolution model that we use here at KSLA, and most meteorologists actually use here. But this is pretty much good with storm tracks, and so we're going to go through what may be happening here across the Arklatex through the day today. It looks like these showers and storms may travel across our East Texas zones for the most part here just before the daytime heating finally takes place, or the highs will be reached pretty much by the time we hit the middle of the afternoon, generating more showers and storms, and maybe even a gust front down to the southern half of the region, down to the west of I-49 and south of I-20 there, looking to move through Shreveport and Bossier areas along I-20, as well as the east side of I-20 as well, along with that gust front. That looks to what it be, or what it looks like out there. But We're expecting those storms to be clear of the Arklatex, so most of these storms to be clear of the Arklatex as we move into the early evening hours here, and we could see a few isolated showers remaining down to the far south and western portions of the Arklatex region, going through the overnight hours, maybe approaching the areas around I-20 during the overnight hours and into the early morning on our Thursday here, before another round of showers and storms are expected heading into our Thursday afternoon. As you can see with this model, this is a different model. This is more going more into Thursday and Friday and what we can expect on both days of this upcoming work week here. We can expect these scattered showers to form during the daytime hours on Thursday. I'm going to go back just a little bit just to show you guys how this all plays out. The main reason for these isolated to scattered showers for popping up is because of the high relative humidities in the area and the moisture that is moving in from the south here. Southerly flow influences more moisture to flow into our area and more instability, which means warmer conditions leads to higher instability, which means to the rapid motion of rising air, which causes thunderstorms to form and or develop. As you can see, moving into the evening hours on our Thursday, these showers and storms will start to dissipate. It's mainly daytime driven here. But as we move into early morning on Friday, as you can see, there looks to be a front that approaches the Arklatex here. With the latest model runs, it may run into the far north and western portions of the region. It appears like it may be severe, but as of right now, we do not know the exact details on what severity it may bring. It doesn't come with any types of severe risk for our Thursday night into Friday as of right now. So you'll have to make sure to stay weather aware. As we get closer in time, we'll get more accurate details on that front as it moves through. And as we get closer in time, the model runs may shift a little bit. So you may see something a little bit different by the time we hit the afternoon hours today when meteorologist Austin Evans and Chief Meteorologist Matt Jones talk about this storm system here. But as we move into the afternoon, once again, for Friday, your humidity looks to rise, and as you can see, bring about some isolated rain showers and storms for mainly the southern and eastern halves of the Arklatex here. Moving into the evening, once again, we're expecting mostly dry conditions, and going into Saturday, mostly dry conditions look to stay with us here around the region here. But as you can see, for our rain chances through today, they look to rise within the next few hours or so, just after lunchtime for us here in Shreveport and Bossier. For areas near Texarkana, you guys may be seeing the higher rain chances. Maybe scattered showers may run through your area within the next few hours or so, maybe in that next hour or two. But as we move towards Natchitoches, it seems pretty much same timing as Shreveport and Bossier, with that front starting to develop down to the south and west and moving north and east across the region, as shown before in the models just a few minutes ago. But as you can see, the severe risk for today, if you have not noticed before, the Storm Prediction Center has us under a marginal risk for severe weather, including most of our western half of the Arklatex, including all of our East Texas zones now, and some of our northwestern Louisiana parishes, as well as some areas in southwestern Arkansas, and as well as parts of McCurtain County. The main threats to watch out for, similar to yesterday, are damaging winds and large hail. The only difference from yesterday's storms is the temperatures, how high the temperatures were. Highs are only expected to be in the 70s, if not the lower 80s for today, and highs yesterday were in the mid 80s, some of us in the upper 80s. As you can see by our severe risks, as said before, large hail, damaging winds, there's a chance for flash flooding across the region. There's actually a marginal risk for flash flooding across the entire Arklatex. Actually, it's highlighted under a marginal risk for flash flooding. Actually, I'm going to show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Everywhere in the green has a marginal risk for flash flooding, which is a level 1 out of 5 on the flooding risk scale. As we move towards tomorrow, we're expecting a marginal risk for flooding for the northern half of the region. Not so much for Friday, as we're not expecting the higher rain totals for that day. But as said before, the 3-day forecast shows the end of work week. We're expecting rainy conditions during the afternoon hours here in the Arklatex for Wednesday Afternoon thunderstorms possible for Thursday. Same thing for our Friday, as multiple disturbances look to roll through the Arklatex region as we end off the work week. Going into this weekend, though, we're expecting slight rain chances for Saturday and Sunday, and those temperatures will be allowed to rise into the mid and upper 80s across the region, and potentially breaking or getting close to some daily record highs, especially as we move into Sunday and our Monday coming up. How muggy will it feel out there, though? It will be feeling pretty sticky, I may say, as we move through the day today into tomorrow. Maybe a slightly lower humidity before the humidity rises to borderline oppressive. Moving into our Friday, into Saturday, starting on Saturday, we can start to see that humidity slowly trickle down towards the muggy feeling region, still feeling that high humidity or moderate humidity, I may say, going in through the rest of the 7-day period. Here's our 7-day forecast, though. We're expecting highs in the 70s for the most part through the day today on our Wednesday, but Thursday and Friday look to be rainy as well. Make sure to keep that umbrella handy, and keep that rain gear handy as well. As we move into the weekend, drier conditions are expected, and as we move into Monday and Tuesday, looks to be very warm days for the Arklatex as we reach the end of the month of April and into next week pretty much. So we're moving pretty fast here for today, so I'm going to take a quick break and come back, and I'm going to talk about the pollen forecast for the Arklatex. And I'm going to go into detail of why the forecast is the way it is and why it will be the way it is as we move through the next couple of days. So make sure to stay tuned after this quick break. I'll also check the YouTube live stream if there's any questions in that chat. Make sure to stay tuned after the break. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Good morning, everyone. Color is covering most of the country. 39%, actually 39% is not most, but 39% of the country is under a medium high status. If you combine that with the high status region, then that means most of the area, most of the country is dealing with a high status in terms of pollen counts or allergen counts here. So zooming into Louisiana here for most of the people that are listening, they're probably in Louisiana, and just zooming across the area for the Arklatex, most of us are under this green zone here. And you may wonder why we're under this green zone. It's because we've received rain through the past couple of days, and we actually received a little bit of a cool down. So the main driver for pollen to start to disperse and create or generate itself it survives better in warm and moist climates. So after it rains, the the higher chance for it to grow is right after it rains. So possibly this weekend we could see an increase in pollen, but for now the rain, the rain as it is raining right now, across some portions of the region, and as it's going to rain through the next couple of days, we'll start to see a low pollen counts here, which is corresponding to that green color, which means as you can see by the whatchamacallit down here, the key or the guide here, the low is between 0 to 2.4 in terms of its scale for pollen. And right now, the almost the entire Arklatex is under that low range, with the exception of the northern portions of the region, mainly north of I-30 near McCurtain County, and some portions of southwestern Arkansas are under a medium-high risk for pollen as of right now. It's mainly because they haven't received much rain through the past couple of days, with the exception of Easter Sunday storms here, but the main driver for these for pollen to grow is warm and moist climates, and when it encounters cooler air and drier air, that's when the pollen counts start to plummet here in the Arklatex and across the country as well. So I'm gonna scroll. Actually, I'm gonna go to Shreveport. I'm gonna type in Shreveport Bossier and areas surrounding it. Pretty much. This is just a just to give you guys a gist of what we can expect for the next couple of days. For yesterday, the pollen counts was at medium high, mainly because of how dry it was across the region. We did not see much rain chances across the area, and it had just rained the previous day before, so that allowed for plants to grow, and that allowed for the production of pollen to increase here, as said before. But here's that forecast. As you can see, going into Wednesday, we may see only a 2.9 for the pollen counts in terms of the score that it gives according to pollen.com. Maybe a rise in that pollen counts as we move into Thursday, but another drop heading into Friday. Saturday and Sunday, we could see medium high pollen counts once again here around the region. So definitely make sure to take those allergy medications as you go out and about here for the rest of the week, and maybe moderately fine, but make sure to continue to take the allergy medications as we're still in the spring season for sure. So I'm going to show you guys another thing here. This is the allergy season timeline for the month of March and April, the where these pollen counts look to generate, and all the allergens that we talk about that give us all the sniffles and the coughs and make us sick during this time of year. They come from trees for the most part here going into the month of April. So right about now, it comes from also trees and grass. So they're at a moderate risk to high risk for grass, and moderate risk from trees. And as we move through the rest of the month of April and into May and June, the rest of the spring season, we'll see the trees drop and the grass pollen start to grow. So make sure to, if you have pollen allergies, make sure to stay away from grass as much as possible. And then through this summer season, we can expect the pollen counts or the allergen counts to decrease here because it will be so hot around the area. It does thrive in warm and moist climates, but it looks to be dry and too hot for the production for pollen, potentially. And as we move towards the fall season, it's a change of seasons once again, so we'll start to see the weeds produce more pollen than average for this time of year, and at a high risk as we move towards the month of August and September. So I'm going to be wrapping this up real quick. Thank you guys for tuning in. Not wrapping up the show just yet, but after this quick break, I'll be wrapping it up for a little bit. I'm going to tease to you guys about meteorologist, not Austin, but Evan Thomason's return. I got the Evans mixed up. Meteorologist Evan Thomason's return and what he's going to be talking about for our Thursday's podcast. And yeah, I'm going to be wrapping up the show in just a quick, just in 2 minutes here, right after this quick break. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. Just wrapping up the show here real fast. We're going to be talking about what to expect for tomorrow's episode. And meteorologist Evan Thomason makes his return back to the First Alert Weather Breakdown tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. And he's going to be talking about the river flood outlook throughout the next couple of days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, as well as Easter Sunday, past couple of days ago. We received a good deal of rainfall, especially here in Shreveport and Bossier for Easter Sunday, but we're going to receive a good deal of rainfall, which could cause some flash flooding in some areas around the Arklatex. So he's going to be diving more into detail about the outlook on what we can expect for today, as well as the river flood outlook for heading into this weekend and the potential problems that these storms may cause here. But if you have any other topics that you want us to discuss here on the KSLA First Alert Weather Breakdown, please send us an email at weatherbreakdown@ksla.com or message us on Facebook. Any of us you can message for any topics or ideas that you want us to do here on the KSLA First Alert Weather Breakdown. And you can also message the KSLA First Alert Weather Team, which is the Weather Team Facebook account. Once again, join us weekdays at 10:30 a.m. My name is meteorologist CJ Cartledge, and I thank you guys for having me on or watching me here on the KSLA First Alert Weather Breakdown this week. We'll be back on potentially, I believe, next Monday. That'll be more sure details will be given to you as we get closer in time, as we always say with many severe weather stuff. But I'm going to be wrapping up the episode here. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday. And make sure to stay dry out there. We're expecting rain and storms for the next 3 days ahead, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'll see you guys later.